morning, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the PM and the AM show with me, Pat Bernard, alongside my man, Mike Lauer. What's up,
We're
buddy?
united, buddy.
Yeah, we are. It's been a long 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Reunited,
We
and
are
it feels so good.
And of course, the voice of God singing in the background. That's Mr.
I will
Al.
stop doing that. I'll never sing again, I promise.
Slapping skins. Yes, we are back. We are live. We are ready to rock and roll. PM and the AM, ready to take things off the rails as normal.
They're already off the
Now,
rails.
listen, at this point, I think the rails have been chewed up, essed out, and discarded.
Discarded.
Oh, boy.
It's not even worth trying to get back on.
Yeah, no. That the railroad industry here has, gone to the wayside.
Well, listen, we'll try and patch things up. How about that? Like, here goes a couple good things that happened. How about, first of all, we'll start with those Phantoms. The Phantoms are going to the second round of the playoffs.
Yes.
Got to get a little congratulations. And if you're in the Hershey area, the Phantoms will be out there for a few nights. So, I mean, go check that out.
Playing the Bears.
Playing the Bears.
That's still a rivalry.
That's Boston, right?
No, that's at Washington.
It's Washington.
Washington.
They were Colorado for a long period of time, weren't they?
Yeah.
But I'm just happy.
I can't. The minor leagues and all this.
Yeah,
they flip like the Blue Rocks for the baseball. That was
Royals.
That was Kansas City's affiliation for a while. Now I think they're New York or something. Yankees. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, a lot of good stuff going on. You have that.
They beat Scranton, right? Yeah, the Ice Pigeons.
Yeah, they beat Scranton.
Yeah,
so
the Ice Penguins. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, now they got the Hershey Burrs coming up.
Morning.
So good morning there, Terry. Hey, what's up, Sanio? What's up?
It's Sanio, my favorite Massolian.
Yeah, I like a good Massolian.
I'm sure
so,
you do.
But yeah, like I said,
Speaking of the Hershey Highway.
But listen, a lot of good things have been happening with Philadelphia sports in general. We had the Phillies red hot, and that's where we're going to start at this morning. And two people on this team has been just really, really improving their game. One, Alec Bohm. Yesterday, he sees a first pitch slider come right at him, and he sends a 2-run blast. And now he's on an 11-game hitting streak. Al, I'm going to go right to you since you are the baseball guy in the room. How about this guy? 2 for 4 yesterday, 4 RBIs. He's 4th in OPS, 8th in hits, 2nd in doubles, 2nd in RBIs. This dude's just seen the play, seeing everything. Great play discipline, seeing everything well. What can you take away from Alec Bohm's game?
I'm not shocked at all. I mean,
really?
If you're shocked, I think you're silly because they even bring it up on the broadcast. You hear him talk about a lot. They're even putting out, the Phillies owned it. Like he has, I love this place T-shirts, Alec Bohm T-shirts are going to be like a giveaway. Ever since that moment, he got caught saying, "I effing hate this place," and he owned it. That was the difference between, it's like maybe that'd be a life lesson to people in general, especially kids watching. If you make a mistake, own up to it, apologize, and then move on. And this is the kind of things that can happen because since he's owned that, he has been consistently getting better and better, and has become the Phillies' most consistent hitter. I mean, really, has many people outside of maybe Bryce Harper in the playoffs been clutch hitters more than Alec Bohm? And the fact that he's been moved into, me and Matty B were talking about this last night in the postgame show. I said the fact that, they put him in the 4-hole because Matty's like, do you think he's a 4-hole guy? I said, maybe not from a pure power production, but I think the power, the Kyle Schwarber kind of guy, home run or nothing.
Yeah.
In the 4 holes kind of gone to the wayside because I think it's a waste. Now, because what did they do in the postseason again? They didn't throw to Schwarber because he was hot, and they didn't throw to Harper because he was hot because the guys behind them were not. Trey was not hot, and neither was Castellanos. So why throw to them? Throw them unintentionally or intentionally walk them, be done with them. Now you can't do that. Because even if Kyle Schwarber's having a bad game like he did yesterday, Trey Turner is another one who's just been on fire as well. So you got to deal with him. Then you got to deal with Harper. Even when Harper was struggling, he's still a threat. And then you can't walk Harper to get to Bohm because then you're just asking for trouble. And take this away from him too. Dylan Cease was a damn good pitcher, and he only let up 1 run to right-handed pitching up until that point yesterday. Up until Trey Turner had a little broken bat blooper that went out, and that was his second hit. Second hit led up to a right-handed pitcher all season long. It's like 50-some innings. And then Alec Bohm, he makes him pay the second he screws something up.
Right.
2-run blast. And that was the kind of complexion of the game at that point. Cease, he settled in, but he wasn't 100% himself, and we saw, was it the 5th inning where he was having a hard time throwing a strike.
Yeah, and again, like in a way, like this Phillies offense is getting in the minds of the pitching, the opposing pitching. I mean, again, you take away Alec Boehm's game, yesterday, and from games prior, he's just reading his pitches, whether they're first ones over the middle or whatnot. I mean, whether they're sliders, changeups, whatever, he's getting the pitches he wants and he's delivering, and he's sending the ball out of here. And I'll go to you too, Mike. What's your take on Alec Boehm so far?
He's an all-star in my eyes right now. Him and Suarez, both. Ranger, me and Al were talking before you came parading in here. Right now, Ranger, I believe, is the leading candidate for Cy Young. Like the way he's pitching right now. I know it's only April. I'm not saying he's going to win the award.
Based on all the numbers around the league.
I'm looking at it right now. He's got a 1.32 ERA and a 0.61 WHIP.
Yeah, I think that dropped
He's 4th in the league on ERAs. I mean, again, he's got 5 Ws. He's tied for first.
Dude, he pitched 8 innings yesterday, 3 hits, 1 earned run.
Probably could have won 9 if they wanted to.
If he wanted to pitch a complete game, he could have went back-to-back complete games.
And like I said, he only gave up the 1 home run, but after that, I mean, like you said, other than that little blooper, he was fine. He was great. You want to talk about someone who's locating their pitches, and I like what he does. He kind of pitches out. To me, it's almost like it's on purpose. Like he pitches outside the strike zone for a little bit, and then he'll come right back to it, and then he'll start getting guys to start fishing. And that's what I was watching yesterday. Like he'll start, throwing those sliders and curveballs and those changeups, and guys starting to pitch, starting to swing at bad pitches. They're starting to chase it.
Yeah, listen, he was making them look really, really silly yesterday, and what I'm seeing from Ranger this year, and actually the whole Philly staff, really, I mean, really from 1 through 5, like these guys are eating innings, and I'm like you, I'm not worried about the first 3. We are all worried about the back 2. Now Taijuan Walker gets a start today.
Yeah,
I'm going to be interested to see how he looks. But this Philly starting rotation right now, the best thing they're doing is they're saving that pen. The pen is not being used the way it needs to be, the way we had to keep using it early on in seasons past, where we had to keep going to the bullpen because guys were only doing 5 innings or whatnot. Now, it's kind of reverse effect. Do you want your guys throwing now and then maybe they might be a little dog tired come later on? You never know. But these pitchers right now, 1 through 5, man, they're really getting it done. And I really hope, and I say this, if you're going to take a guy out of the rotation, out of that starting 5, I would use Christopher Sanchez as my next long guy. I would leave Spencer Turnbull in there.
Yes,
I
agree.
That dude, it's nothing against
He's got swag to him.
He does. And he's got like a dog mentality, like a bulldog mentality. So I would leave Turnbull in there, and I would make Sanchez I would move him to the pen. So,
and like getting back to Ranger, again, the Padres had 11 Ks yesterday, and Ranger was responsible for 8 of them. I mean, he's
1, 2, 3 strikes from Jeff Hoffman too.
Dude, how about that? Yeah, Hoffman too.
I brought that up with Matty. I said it's a pretty cool story, and of course he gave me my Homer lecture. But I'm like, it's still a good story.
Listen,
I said,
like the Padres ain't one of these like.
No, but he's sitting there because I said, because Bryce Harper told them to bring him up. I'm like, tell me an endorsement from Bryce Harper doesn't bring somebody up a lot quicker that maybe they didn't take notice to.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that Jeff Hoffman couldn't be up here right now because they wouldn't know any better. I'm not saying he's 100% the reason why, but don't tell me that wasn't a huge catalyst.
Exactly. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bryce had a lot to do with him coming up, and it's not being a homer. The guy's your $330 million player. Like, yeah, you're going to listen to him if he says, hey, look, there's a dude down there throwing smoke that you guys need to bring up here. You know what I mean? Granted, they don't have to do it. You're right. But I'm pretty sure.
But they're paying attention, like you said.
They paid attention to their player. Yeah. Obviously, somebody messed up somewhere about letting them know about Jeff Hoffman.
And that's, like you said, Mike, and now if they're paying attention to what Harper's saying, like, so Harper's going a little bit more than just being the player. He's being an organized guy. Like, hey, listen, like you said, we got someone, in Lehigh right now who's throwing some heat. Bring them up here now. And listen, they're grooming their players, and they are playing really, really well on both sides of the ball. So I got a question for both of you guys. The Phillies are playing red hot. Is it too should we be excited? I mean, it's really early. I mean, are you worried about the LSU is going to drop at some point during the season where they're going to go on a horrible losing streak, or are you just going to take it one game at a time?
Well, Pat, I'm going to answer first. The best teams in baseball, teams that win 100 games, they lose 62 of them. So there's going to be a point in time in this season where the Phillies are going to go through a rut. But if you're looking at our division, the Atlanta Braves are going to go through a rut. The New York Mets are going to go through a rut. Washington's going to go through a rut. Hell, look
this is who has a less amount of ruts. Yeah.
Right, and it's how quick you can get out of the rut. But they're all going to go through it. And for me, I feel like right now the Phillies, they're not playing their best ball right now because they could definitely be playing better. I mean, Castellanos isn't hitting. Real Muto's not hitting. Schwarber's back to reality. Back now down to under the Mendoza.
So they just go into the locker room and put up a bunch of counters that say on it. Just see how he reacts.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not even finished. Bryson Stott not hitting. He's in a slump.
Right.
So that's 4 guys out of 9 guys in your lineup that's in a slump. And you really not getting no production from the 9-hitter, which is your 5th spot. So you only have 4 guys going in your lineup right now, which is Turner, Harper, Alec Boehm, and Marsh. They're the only guys right now that are carrying this team offensively. So with that being said, they're at 18-10 right now, with 3 games left to go in this. I consider this a very successful month for the Phillies,
Yes.
and it's been they started off kind of slow, but they've really the way that the schedule is played out. You know, they got some kind of cake teams coming in, a couple cake series, but for the most part, they went out and won those series. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned
if not swept them,
like last year,
back to back, right?
Like last year, they went through this. They go on this thing here where again, Bohm and Turner are playing red hot. Well, when those guys start to cool down, other guys are going to come through. Stott, Castellanos. It's just weird how this team fluctuates like that. I mean, one guy gets cold, the other guy gets hot. The other guy gets hot, the other one gets cold. It's just weird. But
there's 9 guys. And I always tell people this: they're a good career. A good year for a baseball player at the plate's 300 above, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's 30%. So you got 9 guys hitting 30% at best. You don't tell me not everybody's going to click at the same time.
No,
right. You need some heroics from guys. Like that's what helps you win this. Win it all. Guys who step up and have heroic, like Bryson Stott. He was looking real good last year, especially into the playoffs. You have to hope you get stuff from him, like. Even though right now he's in the bottom of your lineup, and I even brought up on the show, I'm like, he's kind of getting a pass. People are roasting Schwarber, roasting Nick Castellanos. Make Castellanos move Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. Get Castellanos to sit for a game or 2. Now, one person saying anything about Bryson Stott.
I have been. I've probably been the only one that's been saying, he needs to get it together too. And and I'm going to bring up the guy who played left field yesterday too, Merrifield. Like, we got him to be a guy who's, his main thing is he was supposed to be a bat. And this dude's batting 209. Now, Schwarber, he came back to reality. He dropped down. But I'm going to just show you something right here. Between Schwarber and Castellanos, they got 7 of the 10 strikeouts for Padres pitching yesterday. Like, dude, that's unacceptable. Like, Kyle Schwarber's got to stop striking out so much, and so does Castellanos. Put the damn wood on the ball.
Listen, and I get you, but you know what, though, when you look at Kyle Schwarber, though, what was the one thing? He kind of set the tone, though, just in that first home run. I mean, he kind of set the tone for the team. Like you said, he's been really, really cool, him and Nick Castellanos. But, I mean, like, when you look at the over body of work, they're – all right, so they're not playing well on the offense, but their defense, like Nick Castellanos made the play at the fence yesterday was just unreal. Just crazy. I mean, the ball's going down deep, and he just comes out with it, goes into the cages. I mean, like I said, it's just remarkable how this team is going. Like,
yeah, but they're not paying Castellanos to play defense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, they thought they weren't paying him at all for that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're paying him to hit the ball, and I'm sorry, dude, he's got a 181 average. Like,
right, I got it.
It's bad. And Anthony said, "Is it me that the Padres is that bad since they signed all those good players?" Padres really, really kind of got. Their pitching, they let their pitching go, man.
Listen, they had a really good team, and I know what he's saying. Like, yes, I'll answer his question. Absolutely, yes. This team has not been like they thought. All right, well, we can do what the Yankees do. We can do what the Phillies have done. We can do what division rivals, the Dodgers, have done. We'll just buy our way through it. And they got some big names, but they just didn't do it right. Or those names.
Well, like you said, though, I mean, you went back to the pitching. I don't think their pitching's bad. I just think the Phillies are that good.
Like, no. I'm just saying, Pat, they've lost some pitching. I mean, Hader was their closer. Okay. Right. You lose him. I'm trying to remember who they had in their they've definitely gone through. I mean, they don't have Juan Soto there anymore. So Insignio says, Pat, your shirt looks like a notebook. We were right on as kids taking notes.
Well, I mean, if you look on the back of the shirt, there's a lot of guys' phone numbers on it. So
I mean, it is black and pink.
Yes, there's a lot of hand stamps on my back.
Is that what those stamps are? Marshawn saying it's been a great week. I honestly feel like a letdown is coming soon. Yeah, it's probably the typical Philly way of thinking about it. Here's Matty B. So the entire coaching staff on all levels of the organization missed on Hoffman until the great Bruce Harper. Everybody's phone must change Bryce to Bruce because it's told them, come on. Listen, again, Matty B. Listen to the words that I say.
Well, I get the popcorn out. Here we go.
I'm not saying it was all him. I'm just saying, tell me an endorsement from Bryce Harper doesn't raise your stock significantly.
I'm not going to comment because I'm going to get called a homer. Yeah, of course it did. I mean, he's your $330 million
Matty B will call you a homer no matter what you do.
Yes.
And he still thinks Howie
he told me to get out of Mayfair yesterday. He told me I'm
now here's Angry Ant. So Angry Ant loves roasting the Phillies when they're doing bad, but when they're doing good, well, they should be good. They have all these all-star players.
I know his ass is always itching.
Still beginning to see. I know.
But
and you know what, Angry Ant? It's look at. I mean, I don't sit there and I don't look at the standings often, but I got to pay attention to what's going on in the division. We have outside of the Marlins,
game and a half out, beyond the Braves.
Yeah, but there's also
the Mets are 5.5, and then I think Washington's 6.5.
Yeah, like they're not super far behind us. And now it's only April, so it's hard to put like 20-game distance unless a team is acting like the Marlins.
Like I said, the Mets always start out real hot, just like the Pirates, and then they kind of fizzle out by June. So again,
they actually had a bad start. They were like 0-5, weren't they?
Yeah. So, I mean, they kind of turn it around a little bit.
I think the Mets are going to be a little bit better than what people think.
That's coming very soon. Very soon, Marshawn will be talking Sixers in just a moment.
Why?
Just a reminder that this is brought to you by Sherry'sTickets.com. That's right, Sherry'sTickets.com. Family-owned and operated since 1946. Sports, concerts, theater, you name it, they got it. Anywhere in the continental United States, they have tickets for you. Great prices, no hidden fees. Forget the other guys. Forget the rest. Stay with the best. I always say Sherry's Tickets, and like I said, they give you great prices, get no hidden fees, Mike Laro, and they get to save you an additional 10% off using that great promo code
EOP10.
That's right, EOP10 will save you 10% off at Sherry'sTickets.com. Again, sports, concerts, theaters, you name it, they got it. No hidden fees, great prices. Save 10% off with that great promo code.
EOP10.
EOP10 will save you 10% off at Sherry'sTickets.com.
See, I tried to do the low voice, man. That thing's just not working.
Oh, baby, I'm going to butter your bread.
Hey, now we're talking. But, like I said.
I used to do the late night DJ with all the ladies would call and tell with their escapades and do this till 9, just talking my smooth jazz voice.
Well, that's what we used to do at the Blue Oyster.
Oh, man.
Come here, young man. They call me olive oil ass.
Back on track. Bring the track back on track here.
Somebody just scrap those tracks for recycling and call it a day.
Ooh, I'm glad I went to church this morning.
Yes. So anyway.
Take one more lap around.
Yes, well, that's what they said at Blue Oyster, another lap around. But listen, the Phillies are playing really, really good right now. We're all happy.
Real quick, I know we're about to move on to the Sixers.
No, we're not.
Well, we're not moving on to the Sixers.
We're talking about our birds.
Oh, we're going to move on to the birds. Okay.
Haven't you already been doing that?
Yeah, real.
Yes, because me, Brian, and Ernie. But
why is Frank in the background looking all mad?
Yeah, we don't know. Why is Frank there?
He's playing sloppy 14s.
Maybe. No, okay. Before we get into the birds, though, how you liking the Phils today? Matchup: Taijuan Walker against Michael something.
I mean, right now, I like the Phillies. I think they're going to bring out the brooms. They're going to sweep them up.
Michael King is pitching. Dude's 2-2 with a 4.11 ERA, 1.43 WHIP. Can we play tic-tac-toe on Pat's shirt with all those stripes? I know, man. You should be in here, man. Those pink lines are
right.
vibrating.
I think, honestly, his wife Monique uses that so she can't lose him
I
easily.
would, but
She doesn't want to have to keep the leash on him like she normally does. But
yeah.
this is her way. It's like, they put like one of those crossing guard vests on him so you can see him no matter where they go.
Yeah,
She needs to put a shock collar on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell me that, but I'm very upset with her right now.
Why?
Why? Because I'm telling you about your buddy.
Tell me about my buddy. What'd she do?
Tell me about your buddy, his wife.
Yeah,
your
my
buddy.
his wife.
We go to, it's our young one's birthday coming up around the corner.
Okay.
And we go to the pet store, and I want to buy him a scorpion.
God, you're an idiot.
It's a pet, it's a good.
I'm
good
sorry.
pet.
I'm sorry.
It's protective.
It's protective. What are you, sick? You're Get him, boy.
Okay, hold on.
Why don't you get out of your glass cage? Go get him.
Time out. You wanted to get your kid a scorpion?
Yeah.
Sure. Why don't you go get him a pet tiger, Pat? It won't hurt him at all.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably. I mean, go get him. Yeah, go get him a tiger or a black panther.
Here.
Was that out of the norm?
Yeah.
What I'm thinking?
Here, kitty.
Hey, son, I bought you this new gun. It has a hair trigger, so don't swing it around too much.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad animal.
Oh yeah, until your son goes to pick it up and it stabs him 5 times.
I've been stabbed 5 times.
Hey, son, you know how you want that glow-in-the-dark slime? I bought you plutonium. It's just as fun. This guy over here.
Jesus, Mary and Ralph.
Hey,
how old is he?
3. He'll be 3.
You want to get a 3-year-old a scorpion?
I didn't think it was a bad idea.
You ever hear of Legos?
Yeah. I know Scorpion might be cheaper if you ever bought Legos.
No, you know what it is? He don't want to step on them in the middle of the night. That's why he's not getting the kid Legos.
I don't want to step on the Scorpion in the middle of the night. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Legos will hurt. Scorpions will kill you.
It's a little sting, so what?
That's exactly what
I
the wife said.
Yeah. I don't blame Mo. I don't blame Mo, yeah. Trying to feed that thing.
It's all right.
Man.
But anywho,
she just knows she'll be running you to the ER like 7 times. Can I just get that anti-venom to go?
I'll syringe it up. Oh man,
it's just a little bit of a bee sting. But anyway,
that's what Monique says.
Yeah. Let's talk about our birds, and man, they just yes, yeah,
And I actually believe him.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Oh, that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part of the situation is that you believe he has a crocodile, not the fact that you wanted to buy a scorpion.
The Philadelphia Eagles had their NFL draft this past weekend.
How do they now?
Yes, and Mike, I mean, listen, I'm a dummy. I don't know college football, anything like that. So I'm going to go right to you. You're the college professor in this room. What's your grade overall when you look at the birds? When you think about it, what's your overall grade on the draft picks?
I'm looking at it right now. I would give them a solid A, just a regular A. No, not an A plus, not an A minus. I'd say an A. When you can get Quentin Mitchell and Cooper DeJean with your first 2 picks, when both of them guys were scheduled to be in the first round, so you're basically getting 2 first-round talents. Cooper kind of fell to the second round there. But I do have some question marks. The kid Hunt that they got in the 3rd round, the edge rusher, I'm a little on him. The wide receiver,
Jalix?
Yeah, Jalix.
Jalix
Hunt.
Pretty interesting name,
though. What is it? I don't want to butcher this kid's name, but Smith from A&M, I believe they got him from.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure about him. I love
Anias.
Yeah, Anias Smith. Yeah,
or Anus.
I'm not.
If you look at it wrong.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to butcher the young man's name.
Quite angry, Anthony.
I do love Dylan McMahon. I do love Trevor Keegan. I thought they were both great pickups. Johnny Wilson, to me, the kid out of Florida State. This one here, I think this could be I think this could be the surprise of this draft. This kid. I watched a couple games with him this year that Florida State played. One was against NC State. The other one was against, I believe, Miami. I've seen him play, and I'll tell you what, this kid stood out to me. But his fight for the ball is just unreal. Like he doesn't have blazing speed, but he's a big kid, and he just goes after people, man. Like he goes after the ball. So I kind of like that. Of course, everybody loves the fact that we went and got Trotter's kid.
Yeah.
So now everybody who wants a Trotter jersey, now you can just go get Junior, put on the back of it, and you got yourself a brand new jersey. So, but
and it's funny you said that because it's amazing how they want to go grab him, even though.
Listen, they traded back up in the 5th round to go get him.
Yeah,
they traded back to go get him because when they took the who was it before? When they took Smith before him, I went, oh well, there was their chance to get him because I was watching our guys here on EOP.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh my God! First of all, congratulations
to those guys. Yeah, I mean
those
guys
and those guys. I mean, I don't think they even went to bed.
Yeah, those guys killed it.
Yeah,
those guys killed it.
They went to bed as I went to bed. So yeah, they did a great job covering.
Well, that depends.
Yes, I will swear it depends. Yeah. So
that was the wittiest Pat has been as quick as.
Somebody drank his orange juice this morning.
Yeah. That's scorpion strength.
But like I said, Alan, I'll go to you too. What's your overall feel? Do you feel like that Howie covered all the positions or bulk of it that the Eagles needed?
I would have probably liked to seen one more linebacker, maybe a later round linebacker. But overall, I mean, I only judge draft this early on by the first couple picks. Did you go get the best available of that area that you're looking at? And you went and got 2 CBs who are 2 highly touted CBs. Like I said before, like I don't blame. Like if Mitchell or Dijon don't pan out, like either that's coaching's fault, I should say, or this guy was not really read well by anybody. So I don't blame anybody on that one. Besides, I mean, I don't blame Howie. Went and got the best players. Didn't have to move up. Sat tight. Let things kind of just fall his way. That was perfect. I don't know. Like the Jennings Hunt, that apparently is a Vic Fangio call. Somebody he wanted. In my eyes, he's a C+ kind of character because I don't know him that well. Right. I'm not going to pretend to sit here. I watched anything of him. He's the first HCU guy drafted in the NFL. So take that for what it's worth. Will Shipley wouldn't probably been the first running back. I don't know if I would have kept out because at that point they're starting to bounce back a little further. So
yeah, how about that too? I mean, I know Matty B's probably not going to do that. Oh, and by the way, Dime says he's just finished video breakdowns on Keegan and Wilson and McMahon. They will be dropping right after us. So guys, make sure you stay tuned because those videos are awesome. But I got to give Howie some credit too because if you look at it, Howie got a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th for next year. Out of this draft by trading back.
Somebody said to me that, and this I was talking to Matty B off the air about this yesterday, but somebody said to me, or actually I saw that I saw on Twitter that are they stockpiling some draft picks just in case
they get fined?
With
the tampering,
possible tampering issues, which makes sense because he added like you said, 3 more drafts for 3rd and 4th and 5th round next year.
I think they got 2 seconds too next year as well.
I think they only had 5 draft picks to begin with, so they're probably up to 8. So 5 or 6, and another up to 8 or 9. So, let's see. Marshawn saying,
dude was drafted in the 5th round. Of course, he has more questions than Glenn Rivers in the playoffs.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I mean, wait, that's Trotter he's talking about, right?
No, I think he's talking about the wide receiver Smith.
Oh, Smith. Yeah, he came right before they moved up right after him.
I mean, from the video packet that I saw of him, his highlights of pros and cons.
By the way, go on EOPsports.com. I wrote an article on, and Freddie and myself, I should say, wrote articles on all the draftees and all the videos that Dives put in there on YouTube are in there as well. So you can read a little quick about them and then watch all the videos and get a little bit of your own scouting report we put together. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Like I said, to me, I felt like the Eagles did a really good job. Like I said, I gave the overall an A because they addressed needs and they got 2. I'm sorry, they got 2 first-round talents. I've seen about 5 or 6 TikTok videos when it came to cornerbacks. Cooper DeJean was either 1 or 2, and Mitchell was either 1 or 2. It was Mitchell and DeJean.
Both guys were graded to be in the beginning of the first round. If 6 quarterbacks, which we could talk about the draft in general didn't happen. Yeah. There's probably a good chance it doesn't fall to them. You know, it happened to Jalen Carter. If it wasn't for Jalen Carter's off-field issues,
he would have went one.
He would have 1 or 2 easily, top 3 easily.
But here's the thing, though. Like, it's every year, dude. Like, it's something with the draft. That's why, like, it's cool to have a mock draft. But we all know once it starts, it's all chaotic because it never goes.
No corner plan. It's like our show.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there even a plan? I just feel like you're a dog chasing its tail at this point. Jason, yeah, I have major concerns about Trot Jr. and cannot wait to see him in TC. But as training camp, but as 5th round picks, it's a great selection.
That's a value pick.
It's a value pick, and I asked the same question on the air. I'm going to ask you guys the same question. If his name wasn't Jeremiah Trotter, would anybody be as high on this guy as he is now?
Yeah, because he was getting a lot of pub coming out of Clemson.
Like, but if he was not Jeremiah Trotter, would you probably even know he existed?
But yeah, because of the way he played at Clemson. He played very good style linebacker. He just has trouble covering. You know what I mean? He's not the greatest of coverage guys.
I know they say he's a nose for the ball.
To me, like I said, like since I don't know college football, but like I said, to finish this, I guess not to go wrestling terms, but to add to the story of Jeremiah Trotter's legacy. Then that's the first thing you kind of look at. It's like, okay, is this guy going to be as good as his old man, and all those things?
Well,
is he going to fill those shoes and bring what he could bring, and all those things? Even though, like how we said, he's supposed to be trying to be his own man, and all that stuff.
I hope Trot went in and said, "Listen, son, you're going to be a hero right now, but the second you're not the Axeman,
oh yeah,
it's going to come raining down upon you."
Yes, yes.
Your expectations are higher now because of the name. You're a bigger name because of the name right now. Because if he was just a linebacker, just a linebacker by other name, we're not as excited about having him back.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, you're excited because it's Trot's kid, but I mean, Trot's come out and said that his son's a way better linebacker than he ever was. This is what I'm going to agree with right here. Was Angry Ant Shipley, the running back out of Clemson.
Yeah.
That I'm going to agree with him. I think that's going to be the biggest, besides the 2 corners. I think that's going to be the steal in this draft for the Birds because this dude is very, very good out of the backfield. He does something that a lot of our running backs, besides none of our running backs can catch out of the backfield, other than now that we got Barkley, you'll have this kid. And you got Gainwell. All 3 of them can catch the ball out of the backfield, and you can bring them in together. So I love Will Shipley.
So you think out of all the picks, he's going to be the one that pans out the best?
Not paying out the best, but he'll be the one that'll be remembered from our draft class. I think him.
Okay.
I think him and Mitchell and DeJean too. I mean, I think DeJean's going to end up moving to safety. I really do. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to make it as a slot corner here, which, by the way, Al, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but like the Eagles secondary went from being a suspect. You look at who they got now. They got Slay. Bradbury's still on the team until they cut him. Ringo's on the team. You still have the other kid, Ricks. Okay. There's 4 right there. They re-signed Avonte Maddox. They have they got Avonte Maddox. They got I'm trying to think of the other kid's name. Oh, Isaiah Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 6 defensive backs right there. Now they're not all going to make the team.
And yeah, well, it's like it gives a nice fight for your right, storyline to see how that secondary plays out. Like I know everybody goes there, is Bradbury going to get cut? I still don't think so.
Oh, I do. I think he's going.
But the problem is you lose money on him no matter what. So either keep him and stash him away, and then maybe you can sell him for a bag of balls or get something out of the deal. But nobody's taking on that contract with him.
Morning, Mitch.
The only thing is you kind of actually, as the Eagles, you got to hope he has actually a decent, worthwhile training camp.
Right.
And preseason, because if he does, then you might have a better.
Listen, somebody will trade for him. Somebody will do it.
Not currently.
If there's a cornerback that's starting quarterback.
Are you even I don't care how bad your team is.
But
like
I'm going
to say, are stupid as they are. Like
I'm going to tell you right now, Sam Bradford got us a first round pick. I will say it again. Sam,
quarterback.
so what? He's just horrible. Anybody who believes Sam Bradford was a great quarterback, I got some land to sell you.
Listen, that's him and his agent, man. Sam Bradford stole more money from the NFL than anybody else.
I know, but but what I'm saying is,
person.
But they got a first round pick for him because somebody went down. So you can definitely do that again. If somebody goes down and you got abundance of defensive backs, and you're going, hey, I'll trade you Bradbury, give me a third. It's going to get a lot more than what you. Yes, we write articles here.
Marshawn, go to eopsports.com. I've said it a lot. It's not just some things that come out. Yeah, there's a ton of articles every day. I mean, even Matty B yesterday, I guess he had the itch coming back from vacation.
Oh my God,
he dropped a couple of prospects for both the MLB and NHL draft, which we'll be covering live this year.
Yeah, MLB draft, we are.
Just the first round, not all 27 rounds.
I would need about 6 of these.
Mike,
Mike doing research on TikTok. Wildest thing so far today.
No. I was just, I do my research, but I don't use TikTok for it. I'm just saying, there was a lot of prognosticators out there.
Actually, here's the funny thing is, TikTok's not a bad way to do quick research if you never saw it. Like, I didn't know who Jalen Hunt was, right?
Right.
And I, go to our YouTube, check out what we have. But like, if I really want to dive into like quick clips about people, if you search the name in like YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Reels on Facebook and Instagram, you can go down a rabbit hole of a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really doing research on TikTok, but yeah.
Oh, and speaking of the draft yesterday, one takeaway from it: Jerry Rice's son. Stays on the West Coast, but he's not with the 49ers. He went to the Chargers.
That kind of like it would almost be like if Trotter went to the Giants for us.
Not really. I mean, if it's more of
I guess it's more like if they went to the Jets.
Yeah, like if Trotter went to the Jets.
NFC,
yeah, but that's like right down the road. But yeah, that was kind of
super intrigued about Johnny Wilson transitioning to tight end this summer. Definitely something worth to watch.
They were talking about that. That's what I'm saying. They were talking about him. I like I said, I just saw him. Mike wouldn't know.
Marshawn.
I don't know, man. He's on my butt like a diaper this morning.
Trotter Jr. has concerns, but he is instantly the best blitzing linebacker the Eagles have had in decades. That's my thing. Is I think they see him as a blitzer, as a leader, a blitzer, guy. I wrote the article on him. I can tell you, from the research I did, wasn't on TikTok, Marshawn, I promise. The research I did on him before and then after to write the article, the knocks are on him is his size is average. Dropping back in coverage, not going to be something you're going to see from him very often, if at all. But he is a kind of guy that can athletically spot an athletic quarterback. He's a guy that can has a vision through traffic, is a term I've seen used a lot around him. So,
and he's got a nose for the ball.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of all falls into the same category, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
Let me ask you another question too, Mike. Commanders, I know this is a little off topic, but looking around the pool of the NFC East, Jalen Daniels to the quarterback LSU to the Commanders. How fast he's going to turn around for that franchise, and should that concern the Eagle fans?
Well, yeah, it should concern Eagle fans because I believe Washington's going to get better. I like the pick. I think Jalen Daniels is going to be a really good quarterback. I'll tell you what. I think Danny Dimes doesn't have no more excuses now. He got a number one wide receiver in Neighbors. And the way that they went about their offseason, yeah, I know the Giants lost Barkley. We took Barkley from them, but they went out and got Brian Burns. The Giants kind of built up their offensive line as well. I mean, they went out, they signed Runyon's kid up there. He's now up there. They signed somebody else too to play. So,
Mike Shipley's another Mike McCafferty.
Yeah, that's what they were saying yesterday. They were calling him Shipley. They said he was a poor man's McCafferty.
You mean Christian McCafferty?
Christian McCafferty, yeah.
First of all, can I just say I hate comps? I mean, I can understand you to use comps because of the body habitus of a person, the way they play. If they're more of a scat back, they're more of a power guy.
Right.
Like, I get, you have to comp them that way, but I hate when they comp them to really good play. I remember I was reading, because I also wrote the article on Smith. And a lot of comps put him to Christian Kirk. That's a big comp. It's a hard comp to in my eyes. They both went to the same school, and they both kind of played a lot of the same way. So I can see why it is, but that's like putting. I just don't like comps.
Who was it that they just who did Arizona take? In their first round, because they're already comparing this dude to Larry Fitzgerald. Like literally, whoever they're Arizona, the wide receiver they took.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
The guy from Ohio. Why am I?
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, they're already comparing him to Larry Fitzgerald.
Forgot. I had a brain fart. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
same
That's
here.
what that smell is.
It says the right positions were addressed, but these.
That's
a good question.
How many day one starters are in this group? I
would say, all right, just being honest.
I would say probably
2, definitely.
I think
3 if they start Trotter. I mean, do you mean start or do you mean like play a significant amount of snaps? That's my question. Because, like, for instance, Johnny Wilson probably won't play much at all if he even makes a team.
He needs to make the team because I don't want Calcaterra for another year.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, he's not your starter, but he might be your backup linebacker or your backup tight end. Trevor Keegan, he could just
that's at that piece right.
He's
a
depth piece. Dylan McMahon, he's a depth piece because they need depth. So that's not always has to be starting, but Trotter could start or be have significant downs as a linebacker.
Shipley's going to get a lot of play time.
Our running back room is kind of thin now because I'm over Kenny Gainwell. I could just throw that out there right now.
Well, this is his last year. I think Gainwell's,
and I'm definitely over Boston Scott. I'm definitely. I mean, Saquon can't do it all, so we got to see what we can do with that.
That's why they went out and got Shipley. I think that's why. I think they're getting Gainwell's replacement. Mitchell and DeJean. I don't know if either one of them are going to start. I think they'll have roles on this team, but I don't think they're starting. I mean, the only way I can see them starting is if you're looking at the roster right now, Bradbury's still on the roster. So until they cut him, again, that defensive back room has gotten better with the talent that was now acquired going into what we had last year. I'm sorry.
He's asking what he's saying. Is that what we needed day one? But yeah, I mean, we don't need an edge rusher to start. But if Jalix Hunt is the guy and becomes a rotational piece, maybe. Yes. Will Shipley, same thing. Smith. I mean, he's going to only be your third wide receiver at best. Trotter again. Maybe he's going to get rotational piece, but I don't know about a starter. And the rest of the guys are, are depth pieces. So, what else did you need to get to find a starter for?
Right.
Michael Papernick's jumping in here. If I'm Trotter Jr., I would not wear 54. I think he should wear any other number to have his own identity, which I know won't change his name, but I think it might help him. I think just him playing well is going to help him make his own name. Because remember, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter the number, and I get what he's saying. Sam Bradford's a football Hall of Famer.
In Oklahoma, yes, he is.
No, Sam Bradford's agent is a Hall of Famer. I'm telling you, the best Ponzi scheme you've ever seen. No one knew who Jalix Hunt was. Yeah, I don't know.
Vic Fangio did.
That was his guy. I don't know. So maybe we'll find out. So legacy picks make some sense. How?
What do you mean legacy picks? We needed a linebacker. We needed a linebacker, and they took him. And he was the best available then. Yeah. I mean, damn, Matt, the dude goes out and does what he does, and you're still killing him for it. He trades back and gets more ammunition for next year.
Put it this way.
Kills him for that, too. Man, pick an island and stand on it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks yesterday, right?
My man's doing the Mayfair two-step.
Yeah. They had 9 picks yesterday.
Damn.
They had 9 picks yesterday, and they still made trades. They got them 3 more picks
for next year.
So
they got a 3, 4, and 5 for next year.
So I mean, again,
come on, and they're taking the best.
And we could sit here and we could bash our heads against the wall about is it a good pick or not a good pick.
It's a crapshoot.
It's crapshoot.
You won't know anything for the next at least a couple of years. Yeah. I mean, these guys are going to come out to any. I mean, I always say 3 years is you got to look 3 years from now.
3 years. I mean, God, Matty B will still be on the same fence.
Yeah. So Listen,
hold on one second. Biggest winner in the draft, Vic Fangio's secondary should be much improved. Eagles fans, James Bradbury is 1,000% getting cut soon. And Tyler Steen looks like a lock to start at right guard.
Good.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Looking
Sean?
at Neighbors' facial expressions, he doesn't want to be there. Who would want to be? Good work on the draft from EOP, but we need to be careful and never go full homer. Nobody went homer as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what he's talking about. Nobody went homer.
Listen, and I was talking about the NFC East yesterday. I think the Giants have improved. I think the Commanders have improved. Dallas has taken a step back.
Think so?
Yeah, listen.
Nothing's showing me that they're looking to contend.
Listen, they're talking about re-signing Zeke Elliott as their starting running back.
That was the biggest news of the draft. Like, they were talking about Dallas. The only thing they would talk about is, and I sat there and I said, so they didn't sign him because they signed him to a big contract. They got rid of him because they couldn't afford to pay him. And then they let him go, and then they're going to probably overpay him again.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring him back and play for a year because they got Royce Freeman as their starting running back.
Angry and saying, I hate the NFL draft, way too much commercials. The other BS stupidity and not focusing on the draft, and the young players been drafted like it was scripted. And this is definitely an angry.
Yes.
They're 4.5+ hours long, not including day 3, which is like 7 hours long.
Yeah, that was a long.
There's going to be a lot of commercials, and that's how they make their money anyway. But I don't think. Listen. I think it was funny just watching some teams like the Falcons be stupid as all get out. Trot will start the past 2 seasons. We know Nakobe won't make it through 16 games. That's a question.
Listen, this is his last year. I think if he doesn't stay healthy, man, I think he's going.
Our boy K1 saying Trotter ain't starting. Come on, man. Trotter's a backup right now. I think so too. Unless he wows. Okay, Oren Butkus will start once Dean gets hurt.
Oren Burks, Oren Burks, the guy we got from the Niners.
Oh, I thought he spelled that wrong. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Marvin Harrison Jr. Declines to sign NFLPA licensing deal, so football cards, jerseys going to be interesting. Whatever.
That's on him, man. I don't know.
Oof, come on. Matty B is just a hater. Matty's clearly a closet Dallas fan.
Oh man. Uh-oh.
Player hater of the year.
Now, watching the Matty B show tomorrow night is going to be very
Trevor
interesting.
Keegan was a great pickup. Stoutland University. Yeah, no.
I do. I do think that's a good one.
Vic Fangio worked with Sam Mills, who was a small in height linebacker. So working with Trotter Jr. problem for Vic Fangio. We'll see. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I know earlier. What's his face? Mitch said he was happy to get a Michigan guy. Does it really matter to you guys? Like, do you really want? Does it matter that
what school he came from?
No, well, listen, I'm
a Penn State guy. I get like, oh, cool, my PSU guy does something, but at the same time, I'm not like, oh man.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you see that buffoon James Franklin? He went to both of he went to Chop Robinson's place to be there for him and the tackle from there. He drove both places. I said, yeah, he's such a goof.
Oh man,
we're the worst. We don't care.
Wow.
Don't sleep on this kid. Dylan McMahon was among the most athletic prospects in the draft.
Yeah, his he was like all ACC.
All qualified as elite. Yeah. Then why did he fall?
Dylan's
future Jason Kelsey McMahon, both undersized elite. All right, come on.
No, listen.
I hate that. I hate when we put that on people. You know,
it's a rat like Sammy the Bull.
I like it.
Real quick, guys, I remind you that this part of the show is brought to you by PhillySportsTrips.com. Talking about all those Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, you can go down to Brazil to watch the Eagles take on the Packers. None of them are going to be able to wear green, apparently. That's another conversation for later. But hey, we'll find out. Go to Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo for a whole week. By the way, it's a whole vacation, not just the game itself. But go check it out. They're gonna have all the games launched, and as well as you can check out multiple Phillies runs too over the summer. Check it out. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com. Tell them EOP sent you, and don't forget Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, the Fightins Finals. Great sponsor. We will be back there, the Fightins Finals, as we'll be back there May 11th, around 2:30 to start a pregame for the Phillies taking on. I can't remember playing now? I completely forget.
The fighting.
Yeah, that'll be next Saturday. But whatever. Yeah, but they for May 11th, you go to Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 5400 Fern Boulevard, Drexel, PA. Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Brook Event Center. And the Fighting Spider will be live. And also, like I said, it's a Saturday before Mother's Day. It's a great time. Bring mom, bring the wife, bring whoever out. Have a brunch leading up to that. Hang out, talk sports with us. Watch the game with us. We'll be outside in a nice, cool outdoor patio that they have.
They got a bar there.
They have an outdoor bar, an outdoor TV, so you can hang out in the warm sun and watch the Phillies. Hopefully, as weather is permitting. Right now, it looks like it's supposed to be a beautiful day, so we'll be out on that deck with it as well. So it'll be a good time. So come out to the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar at 5400 Fern Boulevard, Drexel, PA. And also, we'll be giving out tickets again, a free ticket giveaway.
Ooh.
At the Streetlight. So this time we will have 2 tickets to the June 28th.
As they take on the Fish.
Phillies, Marlins. It's also Matty B pointed out last night, firework day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a firework day. So and they're good seats. So again, Joe's a little upset. We'll keep stealing his tickets. I'm gonna give it away every time we go to the
Poor Joe, he's gonna have like a 2-game plan by the time you're done.
Yeah. And with friends like me, who needs enemas? Like, sorry, it was just too easy. But also, guys, reminder: tomorrow morning, you guys are the Sunday morning crew. We have the Monday through Friday crew, which is Phil Stifle trending in the AM. The first full week here at EOP has been super successful. We know week 2 and 3 and so on and so forth are going to be even more successful. So come check it out. Phil Stifle taking on all those Philly trends. I'm sure he's going to be talking a lot about the draft, a lot about the fighting Phils, even in the Sixers, because that game goes on at 1 o'clock today. So check out Trending in the AM with Phil Stifle exclusively here on Edge of Philly Sports.
Look at his amazing beard. It looks amazing. He's doing a great.
You don't have to make out with him.
I just got a text. Phil quit.
Yeah. I just got a text. So did I.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I'm the reason. So, listen, speaking of, we do have a playoff game, and just when it looked like all was lost, the 76ers battled back when Joel Embiid promised at the end of Game 2 that we are going to take Game 3. I wasn't thinking a 50 burger was going to come with it because my man was on fire. Again, me and Mitch kind of talked about this, and Freddie Burns on the postgame show Friday night or Thursday night. Just when, we were thinking, why did Joel Embiid grab Robinson's leg? He did I think it was all a get in your head kind of a move, because when he did it, DiVincenzo got in his face. And by the way, I'm starting to really hate DiVincenzo. He's becoming a hate the face for me. I don't know if it's because he's got the Knicks jersey on. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, Joel Embiid came to play, because in that second half, he was just dropping shot after shot from the perimeter. I mean, whether he's in double coverage. I mean, this Sixers team looked really, really good. Maxey creating space, getting it wide open. I mean, this team is really, really, doing their thing. The only problem I have is Buddy Hield's not making a shot. But if the Sixers are going to win today, they're going to need bench help like they did on Thursday night. Cameron Payne, making the shots. Nick Batum needs, his corner threes. So can the 76ers tie this thing up and go back and maybe starting to think the Knicks don't have the series at hand?
Sixers got to win today. It's really, if you look at it, this is the must-win game.
Yes.
I feel if the Sixers win today, they take.
I think the rest of the game, the rest of the series are almost must-win games.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, it's a big difference going back to New York being tied 2-2, then down 3-1. If the Sixers go down 3-1,
I get what you're saying.
It's done.
I get what you're saying.
It's done.
Well, the old saying is, you don't, this playoffs don't start.
I like it.
Until somebody loses at, until the.
Yeah, they got to win the fourth
game. I like it, Marshawn.
They got to win the fourth game. But to me, I mean, if Joel Embiid can't go out there and say, we're the better team, we're this, we're that, and I thought they kind of gave New York a little bit of a dose of their own medicine.
They did.
On Friday night. And New York didn't like it. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad at DiVincenzo for doing what he did, because if he was in a Sixers uniform, we'd be loving him. You know what I mean? He's doing what he's got to do. And this is what playoff basketball is. It's two very closely, close cities. It's 90 miles. So Big difference.
Hashtag analysis.
Yes.
Thanks. I know. I have thanks, K1.
Thanks, K1.
Uh,
But this is what I'm.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Those little punks shouldn't be down there. I totally agree. Get the exterminator out. They shouldn't be allowed in there.
Oh, then guess what? Then you need to get on the Sixers fan base because it's the Sixers fan base that's selling those tickets.
well, here's my thing. Well, you got two teams
they're
who
Villanova
are real close to each other. Yeah, can we get past that narrative?
Yeah, I mean, who cares where they went to college? Who cares?
Well, I mean, that's what plays a role because most of the kids are from here.
That's it. New York, the Knicks are Villanova North.
Yeah,
so they are. I mean, who cares?
Look, I'm with Al. I became, that the whole Villanova thing is now washed away. I mean, listen, this is the NBA. They're playing for a rival team. I hate that team. I hate and it's just become that's why he's become the hate the face. He got into Embiid's grill, starting to get a little cocky on the floor, and Sixers came back.
The Sixers need more help. They need somebody other than Maxey and Embiid to score. Like Oubre's got to step up. Like you guys are killing Buddy Hield, but where's Kelly Oubre been?
I mean, he's doing again. He's kind of scoring in transition.
Nah, dude, come on. By the end of the game, he's got like 10 points. I ain't trying to hear that, dude. You're a wing. No, I'm not trying to hear that. You got to be averaging at least 12 to 15, 15 points at least in these postseason if you're going to help them out. Okay, Tobias Harris, if you ain't going to put the bucket in the net, sit your ass on the bench.
I agree, but I think his contract, he says...
what contract? He's a free agent at the end of the year. Park his ass.
I agree.
Do what you got to do. Again, this is why I say don't wake me up with the Sixers until they get past the second round because there's always something in. Maxey is playing his heart out in this series.
That's why I said Joel Embiid right now on a 63% good leg is still better what the rest of the Knicks are throwing at him because he's aggressive. He was aggressive.
But you can't say that they're better right now because they're up in the series. Until the Sixers either tie the series or take the lead in the series, they're not the better team.
He's dealing with injuries, Mike.
I don't want to hear he's dealing with injuries. That's BS. If he was dealing with injuries, then they should have kept his ass on the bench and shut it down. So what? Where are they winning a championship this year? No.
We don't know.
Stop, Pat.
We don't know.
Stop, Pat. They're not getting past the Celtics, dude. Come on, stop.
You don't know
Stop with the insanity. I do know that, and I will put money on that. They will not get past. The Celtics are the best team in the Eastern Conference. Point blank, period. End of story.
Not better than Sixers in a series. If with a fresh
are you nuts?
With a fresh Embiid.
We will do a wager on that. We'll do like a Sunday wager or something.
Fine. Whoever loses, pants are coming. Not. Never mind.
I said a Sunday, dude. I don't know what you do.
Sunday fun day.
Oh no, never mind. Oh wow.
But K1 actually has a point here. Seal off the main line. Nova dead to me.
No.
Here's my thing.
They're dead to him until they reach the Final Four.
But here's my thing is, I thought Nova crossed the line when they started. You're in a Philadelphia-based school and all this stuff, and you started just putting all this Knicks beating up on the Sixers tweets out.
Yeah,
but they're trying to sell their brand. Hey, look at me! Like, look what we
listen. 90% of
but I hate to break it to you, Kyle Lowry wants a Nova too.
Yeah,
I understand that. But what the Sixers have done is they made the prices of playoff tickets so extraordinary. The only people who really can afford them right now are mainline people. It is very expensive even to go to this first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like I saw the cheapest seat was like nosebleeds, and it was like $140.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, again, this is what happens when you...
Well, there's a lot of guys wearing jerseys with golf shirts underneath.
Yeah.
Hey, what are we looking at me?
Yeah, right.
But like I said, I like the Sixers today. I really do. I think they're going to handle business.
I do too, Pat. I think they do. But I'm just saying you need somebody else other than Maxey.
No, I agree. You can't expect those two guys to carry the load.
Like Buddy Hield.
Listen,
Buddy Hield's got to get going. I think Batum's got to get going, and I think you're right. I think you give the young kid a chance. What was his name? I'm drawing a blank again.
Cameron Payne.
You give him a chance to.
He's getting more minutes than Buddy.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Buddy's fault.
Yeah, Buddy's got to hit some shots, man. We brought you here.
Celtics lost the Heat in Boston.
That happens, but they've spanked them since. So
isn't it tied 1-1 right now? I believe so.
No, I think they They smoked them the other night.
Yeah, they won yesterday, 104-84. They beat them by 20.
Yeah,
you're right. They're up 2-1.
Yeah, they smoked them yesterday. How about the Lakers staying in too?
Yeah, Buddy Hield needs to step up. Yeah,
Buddy Yield. Call him Buddy
Yield.
Yield.
Like it. I mean, so again, we'll see what the 76ers can do today. It's just you're gonna have to play your game because, and I didn't know. I mean, Josh Hart has just become such a problem. I mean, he gets sniped from the perimeter. He takes it to the to the cup whenever he wants. He's become pretty much their X factor, other than Brunson. So I mean, it's those two have become your 1-2 punch for the Knicks. I mean, if you could try to slow down Josh Hart. I mean, I know you're kind of locked in on Brunson right now.
Brunson's he's just in another world. That kid.
Right. I mean, I get it. Oubre's been playing the defense on him, but I mean, still
playing the defense. The defense
has been playing a solid.
I mean,
game.
He's been solid. I mean, they've kept him kind of a non-factor, I would say. I mean, he's getting his points, but
yeah, he's got 30.
You got Vincenzo hitting some key shots. You got this is a good. On paper, the Sixers probably have the most talented guy on the court in Joel Embiid, even with him not being 100%. But what Bell's palsy, like that's all I have to say. Like
again, he found something.
Only Joel Embiid,
Joel finds a way to end up on the medical list. He does.
I mean, like I said though, other than that, like I said, Tyrese Maxey, you have to give it to him, especially what you saw Thursday night. I mean, this dude was creating space, being aggressive. How about when Oubre fell? Not Oubre. What am I thinking of? The kid on the Knicks fell on his leg. I thought he was going to be done, but he kind of got up and started shaking it off. And he's a warrior. That kid. He is a warrior.
He's tough.
He's tough. He's tough as nails. 25 points. The other day. Again, he kind of is. He's doing his thing. But like you said, though, Mike, you're going to need other players to step up.
And the Sixers got to get off to a better start, too.
Yeah.
Like, enough of this coming from behind stuff. Like, if you look at the game the other night, like, they were losing a half at home. It took an extraordinary what they scored, like 40-some points in the third quarter?
Well, that's the good thing about it, though. They had a nice, comfortable lead. Like Freddie Burns said on Friday night, they were living and dying by the three in that second half. And they were. I mean, Kenrod Payne was making his shots. Like I said, Joel Embiid was just sensational from the perimeter. I mean, he was just unloading. 5 from 7 from the perimeter. I mean, again, a decent game. Kelly Oubre had a nice little, he had 2 from the perimeter as well in the second half. So that's what I like to see.
Yeah, they exploded in the third quarter. They scored 43 points in the third quarter. I mean,
they had a nice little stretch, and after that, like by then, the game was already over by the third. You guys forgot Batum. You guys forgot about Batum having a really good playoffs. Yeah, like I said, Angry Ant, if he could start hitting more and more of his corner threes, they're going to be fine. Again, you're going to have to live and die by the three. You're going to have to go pound for pound against Josh Hart, against Brunson. You're going to have to really, and you have to outplay their bench.
I'll tell you what. I think if the Sixers tie it up tonight, I think it's done. And the reason why I say it's done is because they took the Knicks' best punch.
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as they can win here, going back because they go back there for Game 5, I think the Sixers can win up in Madison Square Garden. And then you're going to take that young team. Then you're going to now the pressure is all going to be on them coming down for Game 6. So this is what I'm saying. This Game 4 is very pivotal for the Sixers to win. It's going to be very hard for the Sixers to win being down 3-1 because now you got to win 3 out of 4 games.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough for any team to battle back. How many more winning performances are we going to get from Joel? Well, listen, he made
as many as you need to get from him.
You're going to need it. Like I said, he was fresh off his injury the first 2 games, really, really sloppy, not getting the calls and all that stuff. But when he said he made a promise that they were going to win Game 3, so hopefully they can have that same kind of
I know there's no moral victories, but I mean, outside of a boneheaded thing that occurred in some, again, not blaming the refs, but some bad missed calls that they admitted that they missed, this series could be 3-1 right now.
Right. And
you know what I mean? And I think I'll give, from what I've seen.
Yes, I agree, Marshawn.
What I've seen, I'm going to give Knicks fans a pass, but the ones that I've seen that we haven't been trolled too much, they know that they won 2 games but stole one of them. So I haven't seen they haven't been as obnoxious,
But just
except on social media, on our social media.
right.
I know they're being obnoxious. Like it's like, dude, the ones in the stands at MSG, these guys are so, they have been an irrelevant franchise for a very long time. You think they'd have a little bit more grace going into these playoffs?
Right. Well, listen, like I said, this is their way of looking at our franchises moving forward.
Agreed, Ant. They need to be more. The refs need to
And
be.
they were both sides on the last game. Mike Green said they should in game one they can win this and win MSG. Yeah, they can. And like I said, you look at game 3. What were the Knicks doing? They were trying to clog the lane up, and that leaves the perimeter wide open for Kyle Lowry and Oubre and Maxey. They leave that perimeter wide open for the 76ers. They start hitting. So again, it all depends. And then, like I said, it's a 1-2 punch from Joel Embiid and Maxey, because then Maxey gets aggressive, and it forces the Knicks defense to trying to break down like a 2-3 zone of trying to stay on Joel Embiid, and then you have to try and keep your eyes on Maxey. So when Joel Embiid's not there, they have to it leads them to just to focus on Maxey. Now with both of them on the floor at the same time, it becomes a problem. It becomes a huge problem.
Yeah, Marshawn saying Knicks and Sixers fans are both obnoxious. We are no better than these rats. I mean, I guess you could see it on either side. It's a little, that's definitely wearing my blue glasses in that one. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, listen, but for Joel Embiid to drop a 50 burger speaks volumes. A 50 burger on a bum leg, on a 63% leg. This dude's playing well.
Except mainline fans got 401ks. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. I tell you, it's the golf shirts and the jerseys. That drives me in.
Yeah, a bunch of losers wear golf shirts.
No, I'm talking about the golf shirt with the jersey over the top.
Yeah, right, Mike. You look at me kind of.
Steve say Knicks will go as far as Deuce McBride can help Nova.
Cousin Steve, what's up, dude? But
let's see. We talked about the refs in game 2, but let's face it, the inbound pass was brutal. No, you're right. It was stupid. It should have been called a timeout. Kyle Lowry, I kind of blame him on that one. He should have called a timeout before he passed it in. They had a timeout to kill if it wasn't there. The other guys were standing around. I was blaming those guys too. But even although that went down, on top of it, the refs were brutal at times. They were brutal. So they were it was very lopsided on the brutality. If they were brutal across the board, if they're just like, all right, prison rules, no rules or whatever, go at it, have at it, boys. But
yeah, I mean,
go across the board, that's fine. But they weren't.
Yeah, I mean,
even Maxey, I gave Maxey a hard time that because he still had 12 seconds in game 2.
Yeah,
and I felt like he was James Hardening up the situation where he was trying to draw the foul more than he was trying to win the game.
Right. So, well, with all that being said, Al, I'll go to you. How do you feel about the 76ers today?
I feel good. I listen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I feel great, or I feel like the Knicks or the Sixers are going to. One of these two teams are going to own. It's just, I think it was said a little earlier in the chat. They need help across the board. It just can't be Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey versus the world. Okay, they have to get help across the board.
Well, I mean, Kelly Oubre didn't have that bad of a game. I mean, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 38 minutes. It's kind of expected. I mean, the ball's only contributed by those two, though. I mean, a 50 burger, and then he dropped additional 25. So, I mean, the rest of you are going to be scraps for the other guys. I mean, like Freddie Burns said, though, like a lot of people are going to get on Tobias Harris, but the guy had a great defensive game. Like, he didn't think he was that bad on defense. And then you have Kyle Lowry, who can hit a pivotal 3-pointer here and there. But again, just as long as Joel Embiid is going to be a force down low and you can get these guys open and create space and open floor shots, that's all you really need. And then, like you say, your bench that needs to step up. I mean, Nick Batum, 29 minutes the other night and 4 points, not going to really get anything done. B. Paul, you need to get a little step up. But I mean, Cameron Payne has been your X factor off the bench. He's been your X factor. 16 minutes, 11 points, 3 for 4 from the perimeter.
But see, that's it. They need guys who can solidify. They don't have to come out and score 25, 30, 40 points. They just need guys when they come off the bench to contribute one way or the other. Because like Kelly Oubre in a couple games, stat-wise on paper, really nothing to write home about. But what was more of his defense and his energy, which was
right.
key. Like he never gives up. He can miss 5 threes, but he'll still try. There's guys who start doing Tobias Harris and they disappear into the
Harris.
ether.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
So, Adam Silver wants Knicks.
Oh, sorry. I'm with Phil. Adam Silver wants Knicks Celtics conference final. Wouldn't put it past him.
That's just too bad what he wants.
Yeah, angry. I was watching the Lakers and Nuggets game yesterday, and LeBron kept yelling at the refs and tried to bully the refs and threaten them yesterday. And the NBA would do
nothing about it.
Would do poop about it. Big Al ready for the training camp after this Smith pick. Yeah, that's really turning my head. I need someone off the bench to
yes.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is there was a Sixers Twitter, or content creator, or what, I don't even know the hell you want to call him. I don't know how important he is, but he comes up. They said they wanted to put one of the bottom bench guys to start, come in and just punch Joel Embiid and be done with it, and like just get ejected and walk. Like, who cares if this guy gets ejected?
You're right.
And let me ask you that question because we didn't talk about that. I know you said he was trying to light a fire under the bellies after with Joel.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Tell me if it wasn't the other way around, you'd be mad at the NBA.
Oh yeah, I would be. My condition would be.
I honestly, I was not happy with that. I mean, listen,
and of course you shouldn't be happy with it. I mean, we just first saw him grabbing the leg.
He almost cost us that game.
Yeah, right, because he could have got
only minutes in. And only minutes in.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, Joel did. That was stupid.
I mean, listen, and then
if I'm Nick Nurse, I'm like, dude,
Uber and Heel need to step up in this game. Melton needs to get 8 to 10 minutes, and Cameron Payne needs to be the X factor off the bench. Yeah, he's definitely the X factor, Steve.
Hield could be your X factor in my eyes, because if Cam Payne does what he does, Oubre gets an extra couple points out of the deal.
Oh, boobies.
God, it's like kindergarten over here.
Yes.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, but it's just I think Buddy Hield could be your difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, I'm curious to see what happens. So we are all in agreement that the Sixers are going to win today.
I like them today. I do. I think they tie it up.
Yeah,
he's all right, guys.
Pat Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, that's actually Pat's blow up doll.
Hey, I'm talking about that.
Man. That's why it smells like cheese.
So, all right, guys. So listen, we're going to wrap up the program today. Yes, we have. Let's see. We got the Sixers post-game show today with Dodds and Mitch, and maybe cousin Sean comes through. Then you have me with the Phillies, the Fighting Finals today, and then you have all lacrosse all the time at 9. And like Al said, Monday through Friday with good old cousin Phil. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Pat, I don't think all these guys want you saying that you're related to them. I'm just saying.
Everybody, Pat's related to everybody. Always cousin Phil or
Uncle Joe.
Him and Sean Bernard are related.
Brothers,
even though they're spelt differently.
Yes. What's going on, fellas?
The Sixers are going to win the championship this year. The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Fantastic. Matty B, that's so positive of you to put that out there.
He must have
somebody hacked his account.
He had a Montezini's pizza.
I think he had a right sarcasm next to it, but we're not going to take that. We're not going to take that. We're going to say
Sixers and 7.
That's Matty B positive.
I'm going to have a video for Matty B with Howie Roseman going, Matty, I'm glad you're such my fan.
I
would pay Howie Roseman. I
would love if we could. What was it called? What's that thing called?
Cameo.
If Howie Roseman had a cameo, I would pay for that to have Howie Roseman just Matty watch Talking Philly Sports with Matty B because he is my biggest fan.
Yep.
Yes.
There was that one time I put the graphic behind him the whole time, and with him and Howie hanging out.
Yeah. So anyway,
Sixers and 7. Screw Tibbs. Today Pat will make Mr. Day cry.
Pat will make Tibbs.
No, dude, that's old.
Did he get fired?
No, he went up.
Or did he resign?
Matty B or cousins.
Patty B and Matty B.
Yes, the Mayfair Mafia.
One issue with
Matty Balls and Patty Balls.
Why not Zinter instead of Keegan that could have been done. Maybe Zinter fell, man. So like people like Steve asked that good question, but it's at the same time, if Zinter was that good, we missed out on him. Why did everybody else?
Everybody else missed out on him too.
Right.
You know.
So
Pat's trying to get out of here. He's got
yes,
pasta.
I am. I got pasta on the brain. Pasta on the brain. So
I tell you, you're having pasta today?
no, just a little baked ziti. So, Mike, what is your?
I know what you do know what pasta is, right?
Actually, believe it or not, me and the wife are going to a brunch. So,
very nice.
Brunch.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
She's
Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, right?
What's that?
At the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So, and what's going to be your game for today? As far as, are you going to go Sixers? Are you going to go Phils? Where are you going?
A little both.
You're going to flip flop.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
no, the Phil the
Oh, that's
Sixers
one. One's
are
at
on
4.
Yeah, they're gonna Pat, you know all know about flip flops.
he's still in the final today, right?
Yeah.
He's still in the final. today.
No, you're
Yes,
the
I'm on
Titans final.
today.
You're on
He's
the
on
Titans
the
final.
final.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not on the
that's-
Sixers one though, right?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
No.
Not yet.
We got enough. You're good.
Well, Pat's
Enough for me
slipping
for a
outside.
day.
Yeah, you're good.
Yo,
All right.
do yourself a favor. Go get the little guy.
Right, and Scorpion.
No.
Oh.
Go get him a tiger stuffed animal.
Go buy Mortal Kombat. You can play with Scorpion all day and not get
There
hurt.
you go, right? Yeah.
Get over here.
That's
So
what they
yeah,
said at the Blue Oyster. But anyway,
for Pat Bedard, Al Safiri, I'm Mike Lauro. We will see you next week.
see ya.